Hello and welcome back to Path of Exile, Secrets of the Atlas. And this video is for new players and maybe some old players that have just finished the campaign. They're in Act 10, they just killed Katava, and they don't know what to do next. Well, this is going to explain it step by step, a lot of the basics, but it's important. So let's get into it. And it won't go over the mercenaries because this is more of a generic thing. This is for a league thing. So this is going to be bonus on top of that. If you do anything with the mercenaries, they're pretty cool and powerful. So let's do it. So you just went into Act 10. You went right over here. You went right next to it and went into the into the alleyway, and you went and killed Katava. And then you're like, okay, you just got hit with that minus 30 for a total of minus 60 defenses. So you're looking at your defenses and you're like, what happened? You know, this is terrible. So we can do that. We can cover that in a few ways. You can take a look at your atlas or your passive tree and just look for things like maybe this over here with all resists. There's a lot of all resists right here, just like this. You could get all these, or let's go to the hideout just so it shows up easier. What I do is I do this combination, Purity of Elements, and this is only rank 11 right now, so it's going to get better. This will go all the way up to 39, Resist All, and then let's take this down here for a second. You hold down Alt. If you use the baubles, which are going to be right over here, I don't have any right now, but if you use the baubles to get this up to quality 20, along the way, you'll get every quality of it looks like 4. You'll get another resistance. So it goes all the way up at rank 20. This will go up to 39 resist all. It's really, really powerful. And what I do on my character is I link it to Eternal Blessing so that it's free. If I don't have this on here and I try to turn it on, I'm going to take half my health because I also use health as mana. So I don't even use mana on this character because I use blood magic. But when I put this on here, it supports it. So now I get a free-ish with these 2 slots aura, and it's going to give that to all my allies too. So my mercenaries, my little buddy here, the stone golem, and even an animated guardian. So that's one way to get your defenses back up to cap, and cap is 75 or higher. You can raise that cap quite a bit, and then you have to make sure you cover it. Very cool. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go like this, /passives. And then you're going to push enter and you're going to scroll up and you're going to look for some zeros on here. Here's a 0. This is bad news and good news. The good news is you're going to get another skill point to use. And you look up here at the top, this should say either 23 or 24. If you've done the bandits, I saved Alira and got the 15 resist all from Alira. This should say 23, but if you kill all the bandits, that should say 24. Well, we're missing this one, an Indomitable Spirit. Interesting. You can either go look it up on the online, or what I do is I come over here and I start going through the acts, and I go, okay, this is the divider line for finished quests versus not finished. And I go over there. Nope, I got all those. Oh, looks like I have to go here. So I just didn't turn it in. I flying through, forgot to go back. Sometimes you have to go back for Bestel in Town 1. And let's go find them and turn it in. Where is it? Might be just a reward that I couldn't pick up. That's a possibility. Let's find it. Here it is. Maybe it's this one? Yep. So I probably didn't have an inventory slot open, and I forgot to come back and grab this book. There we go. And if you type in /passives again, it would, it was worth 2 points. No, only 1 point. Passive skill point. I don't know why it says 2 right there. Weird. All right, so now I can go spend another point, and I'll do that. I'll be right back. Also, if you're a attack-based character and you need accuracy, you got to watch out for that because it keeps on demanding more and more accuracy. A little rough, I think. I don't think they should do that. There we go. I need a little more just to get me up to 100%. Let's see. Now I'm at 100%. Nice. Now we're going to go back to Act 10, right here in town. And we're going to go talk to Late Roth. And we're going to set sail for Oriath. And this is really important. We're going to the Karubi Shores. We're going to talk to Helena. And then we're going to get a crafting option right over here. It's really important not to miss this one.
Farewell.
This one right here allows us to craft on all our flasks. And we're going to automate flasks. I'll show you how to do that in a second as well. Then we'll run up here. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a thing right over, a little passageway to get to the main area. Why is he? Oh, and then King's March opens up as well. We could visit it at this point, but that's a whole nother a whole nother thing. So King's March is there now. Let's go through this little tunnel. And one of the things you want to look for are the rewards. And occasionally you're going to see a little pop-up here that says, hey, you have some rewards. If you do the vault, the pass for the month or for the league, you can go in there and get them. But there's going to be rewards all back in here as you unlock more and more rewards. It'll pop up when you do it. And then you can go down this long line and open up each one and get the rewards out of there. Pretty nice. But what we're shooting for is... Ooh, I gotta anoint my amulet too. Oh, also, I ended up spending 9 chaos to get to this point. Now, I've upgraded since then, right now. But it was 9 chaos total for the Terminus Est, if you guys watched the other video. The Onslaught Helm. It was 9 chaos total. The Thief's Ring is amazing. That thing does... That was 1 chaos. Terminus Est was 2 chaos. This was the most expensive thing at 3 chaos. Very cool. All right, so you're here and you're thinking, okay, now what? Go to your stash first and go to, if you have a maps tab, if you're new and you did the starter pack for, I think it's $20, you get a bunch of points. I would buy a currency tab that looks like this. It sorts your currency. You can also, if you right click, you can make sure it has the affinity. That way, when you're on a different tab, let's say I was on this tab, and I say, put the currency away, it'll know to put it right in here. And a maps tab. Those are the 2 tabs that you really want to have at first. So, we have a maps tab, tier 5, cool. Go to that, or tier 1. And it looks like we have 5 maps in total. But we're missing this Ramparts map. We've picked up these along the way just by finding them. But we're missing that one. So I'm going to take note of that because I want to be able to finish each map and complete it. So I come over to him and I say, hey, buddy, what's up? Come on. Continue. Uh-oh. Lagging out a little bit.
Stay vigilant.
1 second. Okay. The servers are having a little bit of time. It's first day in, and they're having a little bit of time. We're going to take the map. He's going to offer us a map. We want the Ramparts one, right? This one, because we're going to be able to do these on our own. We have copies of them, so we'll take the one we don't have. Perfect. Nice little tip.
Stay vigilant.
We're going to identify it. And here's the thing. When we run these maps, if it's a tier 1 through 5, to get credit for it being run and to get a bonus point to spend on a pretty cool thing, you have to run it magic or above. This is a magic map. Now let's say this had a really terrible thing on it, like reflect, physical reflect for me, or doesn't regen life or some bad thing. What you could do is scour it and then turn it magic again with this. That's a possibility. But this, I'm looking at these and I go, chaos resistance, players reduced. That's fine. I'm cool with that. And the more modifications on a map, and the higher number of mods, that's going to raise the quantity of items, the rarity, the monster pack size, all that stuff. Now you could use one of these chisels here that we get and improve the quality of the map, which will increase quantity and stuff like that. It's a good thing to do as well, but early on I don't do that. So here it is, and we're gonna come right down here. This is where we're gonna put it in, right into this map device. I kind of want to explain this first, though. This is called what I call a panic flask, meaning what I did was I took a regular flask and I turned it magic, and then I started using these alteration orbs to roll it. And I had quite a few because I'll show you that in a second how to get a lot of these. And you should have been doing this kind of during the whole campaign to get a lot of these. I got probably 300 of these during the campaign. So I roll it. Now, if I only get, this has two modifiers, a prefix and a suffix. If I only get one, then I'll augment it as well, and it'll put the other one on there. But this is cool for me. This is just a starter panic flask. There are better versions than this. But what it does is, if I'm on low health, meaning 50% or less, and I press this, it's going to heal me for the full 1776. I'll be right back. And not only that, if we type Y, it'll bring up our Pantheon. I selected this one for a couple reasons. For right now, it's if I'm low on health, it'll also increase this 60% on top of that. So another 1,000. You're looking at a 2,800 heal for this. And usually I have 4,000 health, and I just finished the campaign because I took tons of life nodes. And I'm powerful enough, so I'm cool with that. I just like having lots of life. So this will almost heal me. So I'm going to put that right there. And if I just press S, it'll save me. And that I have 3 uses of that. Pretty cool. Let's pop this back in here. There we go. I'm going to put this right over here. We're about to use it. But right here is where I've dumped a bunch of rare items. So if I take these out, and we'll just go like that. Watch how many, we're going to ID them. In this case, there's a couple ways you can do it. And we're going to go to this guy right here. Sell items. Control left click them all in there. And right now we got 5. That's pretty cool. But look at this. If we go to Faustus right here, and you could have them in your hideout as well. And we go to currency, and I say, hey, I have a bunch of these, and I want chaos. Right now, if you hold down Alt, it looks like the ratio is about, if I were to sell them for 6-to-1, so if I said, hey, I want to sell 60 of these, and I want 10, I should be able to get this sold right away. I'm going to take 250 gold. And if I hold down Alt, see my order goes to the top, and it's starting to fill. And there, filled. So 6 of those, we just got a chaos, almost a chaos, just for doing one thing for that. Now I got 10 chaos. Pretty cool. And you can do that. I just dump these in here and go to town. There's another way to do it, and let's put these away. There's another way to do it, and it's called the chaos recipe. This is a little more convoluted. That one we don't want in there. That one doesn't count. Not rare. Let me just sell that for a chromatic real quick. This is called the chaos recipe. And what you want to do is you want to sell one of every item on here. Usually I just use a 2-hander, but you could do a 1-hander and a shield or something like that. So it's going to be 9 items in total. So I have 1 weapon, one of those, a helm, some boots, and you can see how I've lined them up in order like this. One of these, a belt, an amulet, and these are going to be the, not another amulet, we'll put that back, and 2 rings. That's 9 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, not only that, they have to see, if you hold down Alt, you can look at the item level. The item level, which you should be in this zone and dropping these type item levels, needs to be between 60 and 74. So we're going to come over here, and it's not ID'd. If any of them are ID'd, you only get 1 chaos, but we're going to get 2 chaos. Watch this. 2 chaos. Pretty nice. That's if you really, really need it. Need it. Now, I'll probably fill this up and do this maybe like five sets, and I'll get 10 chaos because a 6-link right now is selling. I need a 6-link chest. A 6-link is selling for about 50 to 60 chaos, and that's a bad one. Tough. Life is tough out there. Now, a 5-link is completely fine. I only have a 5-link. I'd like a 6-link to have 5 support gems for my main attack. All right, let's do the map. All you're going to do is you're going to put it right here. This is a new item too that you can put maps in here and scarabs and different things like that that'll help your maps. But we're just going to do a regular one, nothing fancy. This is going to be selected, and this is our first map. Nothing crazy on it either as far as things. We're going to hop in here, and the goal is we have to kill the boss to get credit for this this map. So I'm going to just jump around, and let's knock this guy out. This is called Cyclone of Tumult, and it is really fast. Also, the tech I use to go even faster is this automation. I have an automate linked to, from in this case, Steel Skin, that removes some bleeds automatically, and then it puts that 1500 shield around me. And then I've got Phase Run linked to it and Withering Step. And both those give me that sprint. If you can see how it comes up there, and then it'll sprint me ahead a little bit there, and I'm sprinting. Pretty cool. I like it. All right, so I'm going to go do this, and I'll be right back. Whoa. Whew. Now, the good thing is Purity of Elements won't let me be shocked. Those are pretty deadly things, and I won't get shocked by those, which is nice. Ooh, this is a good ring, I think. This ring? Oh no, it's only 33. For some reason, I sold one worth 43. That's still not bad. All right, I'm going to keep going, and I'll be right back. And I found a belt. I know belts and rings and amulets are a little hard to use or complete for the chaos recipe, so I'll grab that belt. And if I know I need a bunch of rings or a crown or something, I could grab that as well and just throw it in there. And just to confirm, it is a item level 70, so I'm fine with that. Cool. We might as well fight this guy or see what they have. Ooh, Infamous.
I hope you're not here to curry favor with my family.
Free chaos. We need Val Orbs. And anything on here that is of interest. Ooh, Mortal Flesh. Now, did it roll well? This is an interesting item. A well-rolled costs quite a bit. But this one is not that well-rolled. That minus 22 to all, I would rather have that down. If we price check it, it's probably like 1 chaos. So in this case, I'd rather take that. Nope. So we're going to take this. We're going to fight him. Here we go. We're going to take his loot.
I hope you're not here to curry favor with House Bardia.
And I'm going to even poacher's... Whoa, my God. See, I need that help. Oh, he's got some kind of a... What does he have on him? I'm hitting him and it's hurting me. That was tough. But if I didn't have that insta-heal, I would have died there. That was a tough guy. He's infamous. But we got his loot. And if you have, at the very bottom of your options in input, I have use portal scroll. So if you're really worried, you can just drop a portal as long as you have a bunch on you. I do. Ooh, nice. Domination scroll. You can put that down if it's a tough fight and you're worried about dying. And it'll just bring you right back. This is nice. I'll grab the boots. Nice. Oh, we'll do this breach stuff. I wish there was even more creatures here. Not enough. I want more. Here's some more. Ooh, I'll take the ring. Oh, I can't jump down there. Oh well. Take the breach ring. Breach rings are pretty interesting. There's certain uses for them. I'm going to save that and turn in like 60 of them all at once. And we'll take those too for the recipe. If you're low on wisdom scrolls, you can always sell transmute orbs, and you get 4 for every transmute. Nice. I'll take those though. And because this is a green, a blue, and a red, it's going to have, that's worth a chromatic, and I need those too. Something I want to work on is going to be this right here, right in the middle here. It has corrupted blood. You might be able to find one of those near you as well. So I'm going to take this next. I'll take some more elemental resistances, and then I'll probably take lightning and then go into here. You get 2, so that's going to make 3 resist to all to lightning and plus 2 max resist to the other ones. And then I go in here and I take this corrupted blood. Nice. And we could get that on a jewel. If you take a jewel, those are pretty expensive, but you can get a jewel with an implicit corrupted on there that says corrupted blood can't be affected on you. So eventually I'll take that and put a jewel in here like that, but it's expensive. All right, let's go into this arena. I don't know what fight this is. I haven't done this one in a while. We'll put a poacher's mark on him. That was way too easy. We got a channel map. It's the next level, next one up. I could take all this just for, and we'll just go out that way. Now we got a point to spend. That's important. And we're going to go up here, and I'm just going to dump. Come on. Oh, gee. I'm going to dump the things that I didn't care about, like this sword, that, and that. Now these things I think I'm going to use for the recipe. I'll put this stuff away like this. We'll take a look at that. That's going to be nice. We could even price check this, and they're selling for about 1 chaos each. So I'll save it. I won't use it. But you could put that in the map device, that scarab, and then it said it'll put, I think, 2 extra shrines in something. So if you have a tough map and you want to put a domination scarab in there, it'll put a couple extra shrines in there and make it a little bit easier. Let's take a quick look at this one. Increased bleeding and that. So we could do a price check by just going like this. And this is called PoE Awakened Trade. I run that in the background. Then I search it. Maybe 1 chaos. I'm just going to put that in my 1 chaos. We'll see if it sells. And then we're going to go to the recipe thing. I'm going to put that there. This here. That there. And usually I cap it out at about 4. So if I have 4 or 3, then I'm good. Nice. So I won't be picking up those. Maybe I'll pick up 2 more boots and a chest and a sword. And in fact, I could even come over here. That's unidentified. And do we have a chest? Nope. That's good. And now I've narrowed it down to just a chest, a couple of these, and then the jewelry items, which are this stuff. Cool. And we're going to sell this. Why was that a good item? The leech against frozen. Whatever. We'll just sell it cheap. I'll sell it for 4K. Do a quick price check on it. Yeah, it looks like 4. So we're gonna sell it for 3. I want to be the cheapest one and just sell it. I don't mind. I'm gonna put this over here for a second, and now let's go to the next stage. We're gonna talk to Kirik, say, hey, thanks, buddy, and we're gonna go to our hideout. Now, the hideout got more complicated. You might not see this. Oh, and let's invite that guy. Take it out of there, because otherwise we'll get spammed with it. And I'm happy to sell it and get it over with. Yep. And if you're getting spammed, what you can do is like do a quick hop into another area, and it'll reload your trades, and then we'll go back in here. Okay. So what you want to do is, this is a very utilitarian setup to my my hideout. I like having Lily Roth right there, because then if I'm in my hideout and I've got things to, in my chest, I can control left click and open up her cell window. So if I'm doing stuff like this, where I have this stuff to be sold, to be vendored off, I can just do this really quickly. I can ID these. Nice. Control left click or shift and then left click IDs multiple at a time. And then I can control left click all these right in there. And I don't have to move much or think about, it's just nice. And now we got almost another chaos. So you can see how the chaos are starting to stack up pretty quickly. I like it. So the map device, I like having it there, but how would you get it there? And how about all these other people? Go into edit, decorations, and then you would type in map. Let's see, right here? Is that where you type it, or up here? Not tag filter, that. And map. We can type it correctly without it. Oh, there it is, map device. You'd click that and drag it over here and you'd put it where you want. Now, if you're in edit mode, I can click this and I can actually move it just like that. I can rotate it by going like this, and then I can move it back over here. I like having it right about there. That's completely fine. And then take the decorations back off, get out of edit mode, and you can move all these people around, all this stuff. Also, and then you can minimize that, you're going to have this expedition locker. Make sure this is checked. That way the expedition loot will go in there automatically, these things, and instead of into here. Same thing with your heist locker. Make sure this little button's checked, and then these will go in there. Now, these are quests that I have to go do and knock out. I'll eventually just go down there because it's important. Now, heists are also really cool. They added this for it. This, the Rogue Harbor, we can go right there. Heists are really good for jewelry like rings and amulets and belts. You can go in there and fill out your crafting recipe that way, and they have just good loot in general. So we got a new map. That's interesting. Now it's a tier 2 map. And guess what? Because we need to run it magic or higher. That's important. So if we were to run this right now, if we hold down Alt, it says incomplete. Okay. That's good. That means we have to run it. But we want to ID it first. And we want to go over this list of items on here. Reflect elemental damage. Now, I'm fortunate because I use brutality, which makes it so I can't do any elemental or chaos damage. I could run that, but if not, if you step in there and even touch a creature, it'll reflect it and you'll just die really fast. So monsters skill the extra chains. I don't like that, but we could get around it by going like this. We bring up our this thing. One of these is the chains things. We'd have to go capture that guy first. We have to capture, that's a more advanced thing. We have to capture the bosses in these maps to unlock that. So I don't like that much. This right here. So what I could do is, I have a couple of choices. I could re-roll it with a chaos. That's a little expensive to me. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to scour the whole thing down and make life easy by going like this. Now, area has chilled ground. Don't care. I can't be chilled. Monsters have 30% spell suppress. I don't do spells. Ooh, that's something we could run. But there's Keurig. Now, every time you do a Keurig mission, you'll eventually be doing these. His inventory gets reset. All right, so on the purchase on the inventory, here's where you could buy pretty cheap chisels. Chisels actually, and they add quality to your maps. For 8 chaos, this is actually pretty cheap. 5 for 1, I don't necessarily. I think it's 3 for 1 is the normal rate. You might be able to buy them cheaper elsewhere, but that's not it's a thing. It's a possibility. But what you're basically looking at is this stuff. But what I do is I hold down Alt, and then it tells me if I've completed it or not. And it tells me the tier. Here's a tier 1 rampart, and we completed it, so I don't need it. Now, I know I have those other tier 1 maps in my inventory over here. I know I don't need to buy that. And here's a Calkers. What is that? Sepulchre map. That I could buy for 3 orbs of chance, but I'm not going to do it until I run all my maps just to find out. So what you want to do is you want to run your maps, all your tier 1s and maybe a few tier 2s, and then you'd come back to him and you'd say, "Hey buddy, what do you have? Oh, you got a tier 3? I don't have that. I'll take it for 4 orbs of chance." That's expensive, but I would do it. So that's a way you can fill out your map or your atlas. And by atlas, I mean this. We come over here and click this, and we click right here. This whole thing comes up, and you're thinking, "Oh boy, what is all this?" Well, if you hover over these, and I think if you push Alt, it'll show you the divination cards that can drop in there. That's a cool thing. But what this does is it shows you all the tier 1s, and if we scroll in a little bit, see how it's connected to these 2 maps? It's highly likely if we do the boss and we get a drop out of there of a map, it's going to drop either this one or this one. Now, what map did it drop for us? The channel map. Is that one? No. That. There we go. See how that happened? Now, let's say you were trying to hunt down this channel map because you needed to complete it and kill the boss in there in magic or higher because it's a tier 1 map or tier 1 through 5. So the item has to be magic or higher, which we did. Then you just run a few of these and you'll have like a 50-50 chance to maybe drop one of these. And we got that. Very cool. Now, as we go up and do more tiers, this will branch out and keep on growing. And there's, I don't know, 120-ish maps. Every time you do this, you get, and you complete a map on this thing, you get a point to spend. You're thinking, "Oh, that's great. What do we do with those?" Oh boy. Well, you push this button, and if you like trees, we got more trees for you. Not only that, but as you progress through this thing and spend points, you're going to have a drop down here is going to appear, and you'll have 3 different versions that you can run up. And that'll allow you to have 3 different strategies. But we're just going to talk about the very first strategy. And at first you're overwhelmed. You're like, "What is going on here?" Well, if you hover over it, it explains what it does. 2% chance for 1 monster in each of your maps to drop an additional connected, we saw the connections on that little graph, map. Nice. That thing seems like a great thing. And if these stack up, so now 2%, 8%, 10%, you'd think that's great. You could force a strong box to appear in your map. That would be cool. You could force some essence things to appear in your map. That'd be cool. But at first, oddly enough, see this node right here packed with energy? Those are the sulfite nodes. And even if you're not going to go down and delve, these are important because they give you a buff. See that buff there? 15% movement speed, increased damage. Well, there's going to be 3 of these in your maps. Well, that's 100% increased damage. Not more, but an increase. Movement speed and resist all. That's really powerful. Now, how would you help guarantee that those are going to drop? Well, you take up these things right here. What you want to do is stack enough of these to get to the point where Nico is in your map 100% of the time. This is if your character is a little bit weaker and you just want to have a more relaxing time. And it's a permanent buff, so when you click, I think it's permanent. Oh no, it used to be permanent. Now it lasts 60 seconds. Still worthwhile, because you're going to fly through maps. And you just click on this thing, and you would find, oh, they're there. So it's here, there, and you just look at where they are, and you'd path over to them. I'm going to do that because I like delves, but if you're not going to do that, what I would do is just head straight up here, around in this way. You're going to grab these Kirik's scouting, the map bonuses for Kirik, and I'll explain him in a second. You're going to grab this stuff, and then you're going to work your way like around this way, and you're going to come up here, and you're going to come for this thing right here. Now, there's a downside to this. If you take it, scarabs won't drop. But at first, you're not really hunting scarabs. What you're hunting is maps and maps completions. This is going to give you an extra 20 points to spend. and you can spend it on increased map modifiers, quantity, but what you're really going to want to go for are anything related to the drop chance of maps. So you're going to branch out this way down here, down through here. You're probably going to take Keurig mission completes. These things, there's some Keurig over here, and there's Keurig over on this side. So you're going to use the points that way. So most people, if you're new, you're just going to come up. You're going to go either way around here, come up this way, and all the way up and snag that, and then just fill in these things. There's a lot of different videos out there to do your atlas. For me, I like this way, because you can always buy maps too. I'm going to go this, and I want a lot of Nico stuff because I want to get down into Delve and get a lot of loot out of there and make a fortune. I like Delve, other people don't. So I'm going this way with my first point. Nice. And then I'll take this one, this one, this one. Nice. There we go. I spent my first point. And remember that vault pass I was talking about? Let's go see. We got a reward. So we're going to come over here to Epilogue. We're going to click the Karui Shores, and we're going to go get that. And it should be right over here. Go find it. And now, there it is. It's going to open. Now, if you did the premium track, you would get this thing, and these are all just cosmetics. This is not a pay-to-win game at all. You'd get all these cosmetics, but we're going to get this. And we get a free one of these too. Should be able to take. Oh, it's right over here. Nice. And we got a Keurig mission. Cool. That's something new. So let's just, I think we could do /hideout. If we can do /hideout from here. There we go. Nice. And I have a key on my PoE Awakened trade that just goes to my hideout. I think it's, doesn't matter. I've linked it. Or keybound it. Horizon orbs are very cool. Let's say you had every map in your tier connected, but then you're just missing one. You could use a horizon orb to re-roll the map, and it would be in the same tier. Very cool. Now these might be pretty expensive. Let's find out. 5 of them for 4 chaos. They're just under a chaos each right now. It's pretty expensive to re-roll. It's fine. All right. So we've done all that. Let's talk about Keurig missions. See this thing right here? And I usually run these once I've done all my maps, because he's going to give us, we click him, he gave us, well, let's go back one. See this little 1? That means I have a 1 Keurig mission in a tier 1 through 5. The white maps, this is yellow maps, 6 through 10, and that's red maps, 11 through 16. Now, your atlas doesn't affect these maps, but very often, if you hold down Alt, it kind of like skews towards maps that you haven't completed. So if you hold down Alt and some weird maps like these Blight map, that's nice. It has those. So if I were out of maps and I was like, I need to complete some more and get some more maps, I'd hold Alt and I'd say, okay, it's one of these 3 that I could run. Well, then I would look at the secondary effect. That one has a strong box in it, guaranteed. This one has breaches, and this one has rogue exiles. I'd like rogue exiles. So then I would just look at it, and I'd say, and then I would look at the mods on there. Elemental reflect, crit. I think I could run that. It would be juicy, but I could run that. But I'd just make sure I didn't have any mods that would just instantly kill me. Oh, reflect physical damage. I would not run that one. And then as soon as you click this and say activate, it's going to pull up your 6 portals. I would go back and I would talk to him and hover with Alt and go over these again and see which ones are are available because it resets his inventory. I'd probably buy these two for 8 chaos. I don't mind. Or I'd just double check with Faustus to see what the prices are. Very cool. Let's see. I think we've gone over enough. If you're an attack character, you can do a Poacher's Mark too. It's a nice thing to throw on bosses. It does the more life. So I'm getting 100 life per hit. And I'm doing over 5 hits per second. 6 hits per second? Let's see. More than that. Where is it? Offense. I'll round up. 10 hits per second. Nice. And I'm over 150. I'm probably around 200, 250 damage DPS. And this is just a brand new character right out of maps or right out of the campaign. So I hope this helps. Easy stuff. Panic flask is important. Oh, we got to do the last thing. The crafting bench. Let's do that now. I want to make a automated flask. So I'm looking at this one. I want Onslaught because I have Onslaught on here, but that's the only thing on there, as you can see. I'd rather have this automated so I can get a new helm. And then I can have maybe 4,500 health. And other things too. I'm missing all the mods out of there. But I like Onslaught because it gives me 20% movement speed and attack speed. And I have ways to improve it beyond that as well. If you're doing Onslaught, if you look down here, there's a way to improve it right there. 40% increase of Onslaught. Also, that Blood Stance, by default, you're in Blood Stance even without anything else. So I could take that, and that increased damage would affect your... All characters are by default behind the scenes in Blood Stance, unless they've changed that, but it should work that way. Nice. Okay, so let's work on this flask. Well, it's going to be automated, so I want the duration to be longer. So we're going to roll that. Now you can actually go on and buy these off the market. Avoid being stunned. I don't want that as a secondary effect. I don't want that. So I'm just looking at that 6 seconds up there and seeing if that moves. I'm just being the lazy way. I don't want it to move down. I want it to go up. Less duration, no. Chance of being stunned, no. Flask, gain a critical strike, no. So I'm going to be right back. Let me roll this, and we'll keep going. Okay, I went and after I rolled that 18 times, we're getting to the point where I'm spending 4 chaos on that, just rolling it. I went and looked, and this was 5 chaos. So unless you're rolling, this item level on this item is only 65. I'd really only want to craft on something that's like 83 item level, a better item level, so I can have better tiers that roll. This is completely fine. This is like it's decent, but I want to get this improved a little bit now. This was only 5 chaos. Now we want to actually go over to Faustus, and we want to purchase. Oh, let's Faustus up. Currency exchange, and we want to do this. I have chaos orbs. There's chaos. Oh, there they are. And I want baubles, and we can just go like that. Baubles right here. And what's the ratio right now? 3 to 1? Are you kidding me? Those are expensive. If we have a bunch of quality items, we could do that. But let's we're gonna need 5. Let's see, 6 of them. That's gonna be 20. I don't know, 20. We'll do 21, and we'll do 7. 3 gonna be enough to pay for it? I don't. Be 22 chaos. So we're gonna need a lot of chaos. Let's see if this works. And then we'll hold Alt. Yep, I'm the highest bidder right now, and this should be up in a second. There we go. Expensive. Another way you can get these is if you go into your if you have a Flask tab and then sort by quality, and I don't want to use that one yet, but you could turn in something like, that's a good one too, 15. That's fine. You could turn in 8, 7, and maybe that. If it's 40% quality in total, you'd get a bauble that way. So that's worth 3 chaos right there. Pretty cool. All right, now that we have this, we're going to automate it. So you can see this is going to be an expensive process to automate, but this is part of the goals of you're going to want an automated Quicksilver, an automated one of these, maybe a crit one, and not only that, but that secondary effect down there, that suffix, make sure it's not duplicated because it'll overwrite. It doesn't stack. Like I'm going to want armor, movement speed. So I'll have 4 automated flasks that all are just running almost full time as I'm cruising through maps. They'll be up, but I'll have the extra effects down there. It's pretty powerful stuff. Let's go to the next step. We're going to drag this over. Oh, and I got to show you. Remember how we were fighting those guys and getting the instilling orbs? We got a bunch of these. Why did I only have 3 here? Oh, I must have done I don't know why I only have 3, so we're going to need a couple more of these as well. Watch this. We come down here, and I don't think I have enough. I need 2 more. So, charges equals full. Let's go buy those. Oh boy. And another way you can do this is currency exchange. You can drag this here. Should put it there. Okay. I want 1. How much is the going rate for these? I need 2 of them, so I'll say 4 for 2. And I got it. And I got 1 back. Cool. Now I have enough. Jeez. Expensive to do this. Now we have enough to do it, and this is the one. When charges equal full, it's going to fire this thing off automatically. We craft it. And then I also want to improve the quality. Let's do that. 1. Oh, 3%. Now it's up to 8. I want to get that up to 20% quality, and that'll be around 10 seconds of uptime. I'm going to put this right here, and now we have a flask that'll fire off, and I can go buy a new helm. Whew, that's a lot. And I spent a lot of my chaos, but I can get chaos back really quickly, so I'm not worried. All right, so I think we've shown you a lot of things to do. There's going to be more. Maybe I'll make a second video, but you're going to start to unlock these things. You're going to be fighting bosses, the Maven, and you're going to be doing that. You're going to unlock more options here that you could use if you want. I usually just do the quantity, but there's going to be a lot more of these. Eric's going to, give you more missions. You're going to work on your Atlas, expanding it, spending the points, and then going into your skill tree. And this is basically the way to customize your end game. Not only that, but you can actually block things. Let's say you don't ever want to see Delirium. Well, if you take this node, Delirium's not going to show up in your maps, and the other content will show up more often. And there's all of these that you could pick from. That's something to do. You can zap across the map by going like this. Go over here, so you can traverse that map that way. See how it goes way over there, and then that's a gateway. But basically, you just click that, and you find the things you like. Let's say you like Ultimatum, then you just take a bunch of these. Let's say you like Einhart and the Bestiary. You do those, and you get Einhart with you in the maps. All kinds of crazy stuff. Expedition. There's tons and tons of things to do. So focus on the thing that you like the most. Have fun. Get maps, explore everything, and you're going to be rolling in currency and having a great time and improving your character bit by bit. So now this is going to allow me to do that. I'll be working on a 6-link next. All kinds of things, guys. I hope this helps, and have a great time. Enjoy. Very cool. Have a lot of fun with this. Nice. And if anybody wants to do a character like this with Cyclone of Tumult like I am, I'll put a Path of Building down below. I don't know if there's interest in that, but I like Cyclone of Tumult a lot. And they buffed it this season. Cool.